Hello, this is Jer playing Oxygen Not Included. In the last episode, I finally got the Full Steam Ahead achievement. And today I want to do a little bit of experimentation. So there it is, Full Steam Ahead on the Frosty Planet Pack DLC. Now, I want to do two things. First of all, I see that it says liquid temperature. The initial input temperature determines the type of materials emitted. So there are 3 spots I can load liquids, and depending on the temperature is based on what it comes out of these vents. I've got 1, 2, and this is the one that we had to unblock with hotter liquid because there was lead blockage there. That is one thing. The other question is if I actually wanted to make power out of this, there is no direct power adapter. I can connect either this or the vent. We need to make some steam turbines, except for these things kind of fly out, little things that will actually damage my equipment. So figuring out how to put everything in place to make sustainable power will be the second thing we'll experiment. But we'll start with the temperature. So I have a little spot here to dump in liquids of various different temperatures. I'll make a save and we'll start with the first cooler liquid. First temperature we're going to test is minus 100. So we've got some really cold ethanol in here. Well, let's hit that button. That's going to give us some power so we can start sending the ethanol into this machinery. And as we do, you see the little very low bar. We see liquid temperature minus 103. Pressure is slowly going up. I prepped this area here, basically have a vacuum surrounded by Niobium so we can make sure what is coming out is not being contaminated with the environment. And I'll be back when this is 100%. You're at 99%. Let's flip over here. Watch this event. So ethanol at minus 100 is going out. Just stop it for a moment. I see that we've got ethanol on the way out. It is oddly, I think this might actually be interacting with these odd tiles. Cause some strange activity over here. But let's just concentrate on... Oh, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So yeah, ethanol has come out. It went in as minus 100, is gone up to 47, so it almost increased to 150 degrees, it seems. Or maybe it's 150 even, it wasn't exactly minus 100. But yeah, let's say 150. But here's the thing. I've got polluted water and salt water. A mix. Looks like... okay, we'll let this continue to output stuff. That's interesting. Also didn't notice anything shooting out of it this time. I mean, I don't know the value of freezing something so much and getting just a tiny bit of salt water and polluted water out of it. But, okay, there's the first test. We also, well, polluted oxygen, of course, that comes from the polluted water. But, okay, sure. Minus 100 gives you salt water and polluted water along with some of the ethanol that has gone into it. Let's do about 0 degrees next. For our next test, I have some water here. Just about 0 degrees. Let's flick the switch. Get that to start loading. Curious where that's going to show on our temperature bar here. Still quite low. Oh no. Maybe slightly, anyway, very close to what it was before. Let's see. what happens when this reaches 100. Nearly reached 100%. Let's go look at our vent. Okay, oh, okay. I did see a fireball there. Interesting enough, that comes out as granite and igneous rock. Not a lot, 16 kilograms. Obsidian as well. I don't know if that was from the actual ceiling or material. Dirt. Okay, so this actually... And salt. So we actually had physical material, not just liquid. And we're getting steam. So with cold temperatures, at least minus 100, it appeared polluted water and salt water. This time round, I actually have a little bit of... I mean, not much. This isn't really much to speak of. It shot out of there, though. That's one thing. But, I mean, a very pathetic amount. Alright, and then tons of steam. That steam is, yeah, I would say it's about 150 degrees increase again. And if I had a steam turbine here, we're going to experiment with that later on. I'm sure it would be pretty easy to convert this to power. Except for the fact that it's shooting stuff. We have to figure that aspect of it out. Not very impressed. Yes, it does emit some stuff, but very pathetic amounts. I'm just curious what the other stuff that you'll get if you get higher temperatures. So how about we try 100 degrees next? Loading in some 100 degrees nuclear waste. Why nuclear waste? Because it's nuclear waste. Alright, that'll go into 100%, and we'll see what 100 degrees gives us. Just before that, let's have a look at the bar. Still quite low at 100 degrees. Nearly there. Let's get to our vent site. So what are we going to get this time? I have a feeling it's the same thing. Oh, except for this time there's rust. And, oh, we got steam. That was not expected. So we kind of got water in a way, because I'm putting in nuclear waste. And it's given us, I mean, doesn't look like a lot of steam, but still. There's water there. Oh, I forgot to isolate that. Anyways, where's the temperature? Yeah, as expected, 250 or so degrees. We got our nuclear waste out, but a lot of steam. A lot of this was converted to steam. Well, a certain amount was converted to steam. But our standard granite, igneous rock, obsidian, we've got some dirt, salt, but I didn't see rust last time. I also noticed that the temperature gauge didn't go up that much. So this time I'm going to skip 200 and we'll go to 300 degrees as our input. And see if we get any different types of material from that. This time round we've got nearly 300 degrees to crude oil. Let's throw that in. And then see what happens. Just curious where the temperature bar is going to shoot up to this time. Still not pretty high in the whole overall scale that we can get to. Let's go have a look at this crude oil. That shoots out material. So that has converted it to petroleum. And I assume that just has to do with the temperature increase. Because now we've got 400 degrees, and that's, I believe, a natural process of converting oil, or heating oil up. Sand, igneous rock, rust, salt, obsidian, and steam. A little bit of steam. Well, it started with the bar not too big. We were, that was what, again, 300 degrees. Let's go up to 500. This time maybe we'll put in petroleum. Now we've got petroleum at just about 500 degrees. Let's flick this on. See if that makes the bar raise a little bit. Okay, so we're still getting there, but there's lots of room for even hotter temperatures, it seems. So we're definitely going to experiment with that, but let's see what 500 degrees does with petroleum. Let's have a look at petroleum. Erupt, or whatever is going to come out of here. So some fireballs falling down with material, again, salt, sand. Seems to be the same material, rust. Does it really change the actual objects that shoot out? Maybe that's always the same, or maybe it's the actual material that comes out of this, but sour gas. I mean, I'm not impressed because I think that's just the natural process, again, of heating petroleum up with some steam. And what's down here? Molten lead. Oh, hold on. This is interesting, though. Okay, okay. I mean, 30 kilograms. And, oh, sulfur gas. Okay, all right. So at 500 degrees, you get sulfur and lead. I definitely did not put sulfur in there. That was pure petroleum. And steam. Steam seems to be a common theme you get every time. Sour gas is the natural petroleum just heated up, and we created a little bit of lead, a little bit of sulfur gas. Okay, let's try 1,000 degrees. Alright, we've got to go quickly now. We've got some molten gold. Actually, I had to get a little bit, well, a good amount above 1,000. Otherwise, it would be in solid format. But let's start pumping that in. This is the point where we start taking in some damage. But as long as I can get enough in for the first run, that will be fine. So that has shot the bar up a bit. We're past the halfway mark. I'm maybe making the assumption that this is out of 2,000 degrees. I could be wrong. So we're past the halfway for that perspective, 10%. I'll be back when this reaches 100%, and we'll see what this vent does then. Molten gold just going in. By this time this is loaded, the pumps are still operating, which is good for this test. Let's have a look to see what happens in this scenario. So we've seen stuff shoot out. Again, that seems to be the same no matter what, except for, okay, we put in molten gold, but I see... thought I seen some iron. What is that? Molten salt. I guess the salt itself is just melted. We've got aluminum. Okay, so that's new. Sulfur gas. What is this orange stuff? Okay, that's the molten gold. We've got gold that has just come out. Hotter. But looks like aluminum in this case. Not a lot, but it's there. Steam. This is just the salt piece, I think, that is melted over here. There's sand. And then, of course, the molten gold. What's this right there? That's more aluminum. All right, well, at 1,000-ish degrees, we get aluminum, it looks like. Not very much. I'm going to finish off by seeing if I'm able to load 2,000 degrees or so into this setup and see what happens. Okay, so this time we are putting in molten steel. at 240, so over 2,000. I'm wondering if we can reach the top. Yeah, we do. We reached the top. This is the maximum, I'm assuming, based on this anyways, that you can get. Aluminum was 1,000. What could the maximum, or 2,400 or so degrees, give us? We'll find out here shortly. I am excited. We've got molten steel here. Pumps are still running. 98. Let's see what we get. Oh, that is interesting. I mean, not a lot of material, but niobium. We've got wolframite and fullerene. Very small quantities. But if we were to continue to push in temperatures of this insanity, what else do we get here? We've got copper. So we got aluminum before, now we're getting copper. We've got glass. Is that just the sand though? Maybe it was just sand that smelted. Molten, so we get a little bit of lead. We've got, well, molten steel. Obviously that's the steel that we put in. Sour gas. Steam. Alright. Well, that might be the experimentation building melted. Just curious. Oh yeah, that was, these ones I didn't put protection around these guys, so they're just emanating heat in local environments. As well as this guy here. I think I'm going to finish then. If I wanted to, let's say I just want to put in water at 50 or 30 or whatever degrees, and I want to get power from it. What would I need? Specifically, how would I do this setup without taking damage? I'm going to do some experimenting around that. And then I think that might be it. But yeah, interesting. Molten salt, that's just little salt pieces. But these are actual rare material that I would normally have to do space travel to get to. The quantities that I get and the temperature that I have to run, I almost think I prefer going via space, but nonetheless, there it is. Here is my first experiment to see if I can get some power out of this setup. We've got a steam turbine now. I put this to the side. Hopefully that is far enough. I'm assuming bunker tiles is going to prevent the projectiles from causing any damage. That should lead to steam in the area being picked up here. I even have a smart battery that's going to tell us when we actually need power. And finally, I'm expecting a little bit of heat here, so we've got a cooling line, which is currently stuck right now. Oh, I see that is not actually needed. Let's take that out. Connect that a little bit. There, so there's the cooling line. Obviously, we need a more long-term solution, but that's just to get us started to see if this works. So for this then, tons of water, 50 or 60 degrees. Let's get that loaded. Once that's in there, we'll see if we're able to drive some power. Okay, are you ready? So I'm expecting, hopefully, something shoot up. Don't cause any damage on this bunker tile. That seems to be the case. We've got hot steam. We also have insulation all the way around, either that or vacuum. And it is 135. Let's actually maybe change this to go at 95. You might need to... oh, there it is. Goes for a little bit. Maybe I will actually, for the test, we'll knock that off. Just, let's say we need full power. And we should also stop taking in new water from this whole setup over here. I can get there. So any water that I get long term should just be from this actual setup. So we're stopping, sending in new water. So 25 kilograms. We could add actually just more initial water to get started in here, but so we'll keep picking it up. It's going to stop at 125. So there it is. You just need to process just the standard steam turbine. You got to keep it cool. Got to connect it to the power. You got to make sure this area down here is insulated, protected that way. And the only final thing, if I wanted to get some of these objects that fly out, I guess I could put in auto sweeper and a loader just to knock it out. Maybe we'll finish on that. Alright, two things. I just realized that, yeah, we had the bunker tiles there, but I forgot to insulate along this line after a little bit of testing. But also trying this out. I'm not sure if this is going to take damage from stuff flying, but it doesn't appear to. If that's the case, then I can pick up anything that falls in this range. And I'll just tell this guy here, I want everything that you can get. So we've got some obsidian there, igneous rock, salt, granite. It's even picking up the igneous rock that was over there. I think I'm going to end, actually, on looking online to see what it says about this. I have not done that just because I want to experiment on my own, but I'm curious if I've missed anything big. So I haven't found a lot on the internet describing the details of the geothermal heat pump, but I did find this on a forum of the clayentertainment.com site. And it pretty much does line up with what I experienced. I've seen igneous rock, granite, obsidian, at any of the temperatures, salt, polluted water. And as we got higher temperatures, I did see aluminum, copper. I think we might have missed hydrogen. But interestingly, this says that the temperature needs to be 2226 or higher. And my test, I just luckily got it over that amount. Otherwise, if I had it done at 2000 even, I probably wouldn't have seen Fullerene and Niobium, but I was able to generate that. I'll conclude with some final thoughts, and I think that's going to be it for this series. To finish up the full steam ahead achievement, as in most of the traits, I'm kind of usually disappointed, to be honest. I mean, the amount of material you get from this, not really that great. The power potential, I mean, yes, it's there, but I've got much better resources or mechanisms for getting power, especially with all that's involved with this setup. It's interesting, but there it is, the full steam ahead achievement. I am excited about getting it because it was one of the main achievements that I have not had. In fact, that's the last one that I've got. Now that this DLC is out, until there is, of course, another DLC with a new achievement, which I'll be going after at that point. Where am I going next? I think I'm going to start a brand new series of just surviving on this particular asteroid, or not this particular one, but series, and going to have more just the highlights of that particular thing. So maybe aiming for about an hour video for 100 cycles or something in that range. That should be out in the next week or so. Thank you so much for watching this series. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you in the next series where I show how I survive and build a decent base now that I learned quite a bit about this frosty world. Until then.